Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Heather and this is La Casita Jardin, and today we are watering and we are looking for some harvest because it's that time of year and I don't want anything to be real overgrown as far as fruit goes. So I'm going to go on ahead and dive into cucumber plants, which you would have seen me watering at the beginning of this video because they're like really thick. Let me show you here. I'll turn you around. There we go. So cucumber, very, very thick. As you can see, a little bit spiny, so you're going to want gloves. But I basically want to try and find these at maybe 2 or 3 inches long. I've been harvesting 1 or 2 occasionally. I'm hoping before long I'll have, because there's a ton of flowers in here, I'm hoping I'll have a whole group of them that I can start making pickles with. But in order to determine that, I have to get in here and try and find the fruit. The beans are just on the other side of this, and they are starting to bean. You can see those white, these. Okay, those are the pods that are starting to form, and of course my miniature dachshund just now discovered them. All right, I found one so far. This is off of the dark cucumber, that much I can attest to. And I'm trying to be super careful because the bees have been very, very happy to be over here, and I want them over here for that reason, because it's really beneficial to have more than one cucumber plant, the same way it is with squashes. You want more than one. It just helps with the pollination a bit more and the productivity. If you can only fit one, then you can only fit one. Don't sweat it. I've even got one of these dark cucumbers over in the green stalk. Let's change position here. It's funny because the other day I literally just lifted up a corner of, oh, well, get your cucumber, it's yours now. Biggest garden pest ever. I have no words at the moment. All right, let's see if I can find at least one more to hopefully be able to put into our tea. I'm going to be doing a type of basil sun tea because I have the dark opal basil. That would make a very lovely tea, and then after it has steeped and cooled, chopping up a cucumber into just thin slices and then putting them in your glass. Oh, it's so good. We've got several forming here, so let me see if I can get you. Holding everything back so you can see is a little bit of a challenge. So right there and right there are the beginnings of some cucumbers. It'll probably be a day and a half before those are ready. Oh, looky there, looky there. See, I knew that there had to be something else in here. I knew there was something going on. Now this one is coming off of the Katrina. That is a F1 hybrid cucumber that we seed started this year. Don't even think about it. These are my cucumbers. You ate your cucumber already? Seriously? Dang. I guess she was hungry. I don't know. But so far, 3 is When it comes to cucumbers, when it comes to squashes, you'll think you'll have harvested everything, and then you'll find one that's the size of a toddler 2 days later. That's always how it goes. At least for me anyway. But I've got enough for now, so we're gonna go over to our permaculture area. And this is where we have our echinacea. All right, let me set you down here. Oh, good. It's relatively flat, right? Okay. All right. So, echinacea, it's a really, really wonderful plant to plant for more than one reason. I'm actually going to take these in, I'm going to put them in the dehydrator and dry them. But these are very easy to make dried flowers with, so you can collect them with the stem, turn them upside down in a bunch, and then just hang them, and they make a very nice, pretty dried flower arrangement. But after I get these dried, what I'm going to be doing is putting them into a tincture. And I'm going to do a vinegar-based tincture, not an alcohol-based tincture. When you're clearing out toxins and things from the body, it's usually better not to use an alcohol if you don't have to, because alcohol can actually plug some of your natural drainage in your lymphs and everything. So don't want that. We'll go with the apple cider vinegar for this, and I'll be making an echinacea tincture. Let's see if I can get this. Turn you around. Oh, it's a happy little honeybee. I'm surprised he's not up front. Our Rose of Sharon opened up pretty strongly, so the bees are going nutso with it. All right, it's a fairly decent angle, so that you can see how I do this. A little closer. All right, so I'm going to just come in here, and I'm actually going to trim off some of the ones that have already been spent. This is just a little bit of maintenance that we're doing. And this one's got a live one, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try and take it as far down as I can. Also, another good one. Echinacea are also really fun to grow if you have kids, and it's easy. Once you get them established, after that first year, piece of cake to keep them going. And going, because they'll actually spread down below, almost in a rhizomal situation. So similar to a dahlia, which you can also just, if you want, you could actually dig it up and then divide it off and keep part where you had originally planted it, and then take the other part and put it in another section of your garden if you're wanting to expand it. And that's a pretty nice and inexpensive way to do it, especially since the cost of plants and everything is going up and up. Just dividing out these plants, and this guy here is big enough that I could actually divide it into 3, I think, next year. Same with this red one back here in the corner. It's made babies itself, so I'm thinking probably divide it out and move it down and let it spread there. Blooming, just so you know, they're about 3 years old. So if you are starting echinacea from seed, it's going to be about 3 years before you're going to see any type of flowering like this. So under those circumstances, you just kind of have to decide if you want to spend time or if you want to spend money. I'm 100% all for getting seeds. This one here came from the wildflower packet, and this is the first year it's actually grown like this and flowered. So I'm very, very happy with it. It's more of a traditional coneflower or echinacea. But as I was saying, you can go on ahead and go to a local garden center and pick up the whole echinacea plant already in flower, and then just give it a year or so to start really establishing itself if you don't want to wait for what you seed start to flower. Okay? Now, if you're into foraging, it would be very, very easy for you to find wild echinacea in a forage situation. So go on ahead and give that a whirl. I would recommend getting a guide for that, specifically for wild foraging, just to make sure you can identify the plants. I need to get in here with this Sunny Days yellow. This bee's just gonna hang out with me. Bees in general are really cool, and I don't mind hanging out with them in the garden. I actually talk to my bees. From what I can gather, that's not normal behavior. But I figure at this point the bees know me pretty well. And that's one thing that's super cool about bees. Bees will actually memorize your face. So they basically make a graph of you, and then they determine what you are. Are you a threat? Are you not a threat? And then they kind of classify you in their brains. So they're pretty awesome dudes. Now, me coming in here and trimming might seem a little sad because we're going to have less flowers over here, and you can totally leave this just for beauty if you like, but doing this is actually going to help the plant grow stronger and probably produce more flowers all over again. Deadheading is usually a good idea on the majority of plants. And this is how the plant is going to view it when you start taking its flowers. It's a type of deadheading, so now the plant has to work a little bit longer. All right, we got a pretty good echinacea haul, at least for the start of it. And that will make a nice tincture here in a few days. I'll show you how I do that. It's very, very simple, very, very easy, not at all complicated. But we need to go check on the green beans. And then I have got to get, oh my, well, that's an interesting kind of a web. That's new. Check it. Isn't that weird? Huh. Anyway, in other news, that needs to be trellised at some point in the near future. But I'm just going to give these guys here a once over. These are the bush green beans. Right up here we have the Blue Lake pole bean that's going up. So I've got a little bit of staggered growth happening. Oh, that's perfect right there. Just like that. I don't usually want them too much bigger than that. I like mine nice and small and tender. And I came out and picked just a handful the other day. And when you do that, it'll actually stimulate the plant to make more fruit. Not that I was overly worried. But we haven't had a green bean harvest in about 2 years. I've never had trouble with green beans before, but the last 2 years, for some reason, my plants just kept dying on me. And honestly, things like that happen even to experienced gardeners. Okay? You will have done something for years before and have absolutely no clue why all of a sudden it's not growing. So if you're a beginner gardener, just allow me to say, even experienced gardeners fail at growing some things sometimes. It's just the way it is. It's part of gardening, okay? Well, I'm going to continue finding some more green beans here, and I'm going to go on ahead and sign this video off. And guys, keep it simple, natural, and essential. I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.